Hello students, in this video what I am going to do, I am going to tell you another numerical problem on the Mohr circle. In the last numerical what we have done, we have principal stresses on that. So there was no shear stresses over there. So now this is another question, and after doing this numerical, so what happened with you? You will be able to do and you will be able to solve every kind of numerical of the Mohr circle. So this is the combination of three numericals at a time in a single numerical. So let's have a start. I have a question, and this is for example question number 2 on the next topic and on the Mohr cycle. A state of stress, a state of stress is specified in the figure. It is given in the that a state of stress is specified in figure. It means that figure is given in this question. So what is next? It is saying that is what, let me tell you, is that this is blue pointer. It is saying that determine, or I can also write down compute, solve, determine the normal and sharing stress on part A is what? The principal planes. So again here it is asking that principal planes. So we need to find out normal stresses and shear stresses on the principal planes. But I already told you in the last live session or in the class as well that on the principal planes we only have two normal stresses, that is sigma x and sigma y, that are known as principal stresses, but shear stresses are zero on that. So in the next part it is asking that what we have to do, the planes of maximum in plane shearing stress C is what? Now I am moving towards the C. C is what? The planes whose normals are at plus 36.8 degree and plus 126.18 degree with the x-axis. Now it is saying what in the next, that show the results of part A, part B and C on complete sketches of differential element. Sketches of differential element. And you can see here is what you can see here. You can see here is that principal planes of maximum in plane shearing stress and planes whose normals are at plus 36.8 degree and plus 126.8 degree with the x-axis. Now what it is saying that you have to find out principal stresses, planes of maximum in plane shearing stress. Obviously maximum shearing stress when you will get it when you are having normal stresses are zero. And the next thing is what? Third, at which you have given angle over there. But the most interesting and amazing thing is that there is no value of sigma x, sigma y, tau xy or tau yx. So what does it mean by that? There must be figure attached with it. So yes, there is a figure in the diagram. So let me draw this. This figure is given in the diagram. So in the last numerical, we don't have the differential element given over there, so we have to draw it ourselves. But here there is a diagram given to us, and let me tell you what it is. So it is saying that sigma x is how much? 32 MPa. 32 MPa, and tau xy direction is this, and it is given us as minus 20 MPa given in the question. This diagram is given in the question. So now this is like this, this one is like this, this one is like this. And if it is outward, obviously it is also given as sigma x equals to 32 MPa, and tau xy is here is minus 20 MPa. Next is what? Sigma y. So sigma y is also given to us, and that is given as minus 10 MPa. So next is what? Next is sigma y again, and it is given to us minus 10 MPa, same it will be. And the next thing is what? Next thing is tau yx, that is obviously it is 20 MPa, so it will also be tau yx. It is also given in the question that it is positive 1. Tau yx equals to 20 MPa. Now you have the coordinates given to you. So this is all about the question. So you these values are given to you, and it is asking you these three parts, and you have to solve this. And how can we solve this? So you can do all these three parts on a single diagram when you will draw one Mohr circle. So you can do all the three parts on that. But I am making this video, so it may be somehow you will feel some congested thing and you will not get it. So I will make 3 times Mohr circle, and then I will mark out and point out and find it out different things like principal planes, planes of maximum in-plane shearing stress, and part C. So let's have a start. But before moving towards, so I want to tell you is that what I wanna tell you is that, let me take my different pointer color, and I must write it down here, that it is part C in which you have given theta. So obviously for the Mohr circle you have to multiply it with 2, and obviously when you will add 36.8 degree and when you will add 90 degree in it, so you will get this. So it will be twice, so you will get on this plane as well. So let's have a start, and I am going to draw the Mohr circle. So one thing what we have to do, let me write down solution here. There is a solution, and I have to do scale conversion as well. And so this is sigma x comma tau xy. I can write it down in the form of coordinates 32 comma minus 20, and the next is sigma y comma tau yx is equals to what? Minus 10 comma 20. This will be, now these are the things we have to find it out. These are all things. These are the coordinates on which basis we have to draw the Mohr circle. Now one more thing I want to do here is that I have to calculate the value of C. C, you know that sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2. So it will be 32 minus 10 divided by 2. So the answer is coming out to be what? 32 minus 10. So it will be 22 divided by 2. So it will be 11 MPa. This will be your C. Is that visible to all of you? No. So let me show you. This is C equals to 11 MPa. So now what I am going to find it out in the next step. So I have to find it out the value of R. So R is equals to sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 square plus tau xy square. This is by Pythagoras theorem. Sigma x is 32 minus 10 divided by 2. It is square. And tau xy was also given to us. Tau xy is minus 20. So minus 20 square. So the answer will come out like 32 plus 10 divided by 2 square plus 20 square minus 20, you can write it down. And this will become what? It will, when I will add 10 here, so it will become 42. 42, it will become 21 square. So 42 divided by 22 plus minus 20 square. So this will become what? 42 divided by 2 square. So it is 21 square. 2 2s are 4 and 2 1s are 2. So it will be like this. So the value of R will become what? Let me see that. Let me calculate it. What will be the value of R? So radius is 29. Radius is coming out to be 29 MPa. 29 MPa. So you can calculate it via your calculator. So this is the way to calculate the value of C and R. Now it's done. What I have to do in the next step, I have to convert the scale. So let me write it down here. So I am going to write it down the values of, let me write it down like this. Is that visible to all of you? Okay. Sigma x is 32 MPa. Sigma y is equals to minus 10 MPa. Then I have tau xy minus 20 MPa. Tau yx is equals to 20 MPa. Same goes. Same for both. And then value of C is 11 MPa. Then R is 29 MPa. So next step, what I have to do, I have to convert it into centimeters. So it will 3.2 centimeter. I am taking very small scale. That's why, because I have a small paper over here. So that's why it will be 1 centimeter. It will be 2 centimeter. It will be 2 centimeter. Obviously on the negative side. This will be 1.1 centimeter. And this one is R is equals to 2.9 centimeter. This is the scale conversion, and now I am going to draw Mohr circle. And how can I draw it? For the first step, first part. In the first part, what I have to find it out, I have to find out first step. Let me write it down here. In the first step, I have to find it out principal planes. So I have to find out principal planes, and this is not will be the principal, this will be the principal. Okay, let's have a start. And how can I do that? So let's have a look. These are the scales which I have selected over here, converted accordingly, and now I am going to draw the axes. So let's have to draw principal planes. So let's have a look. I am going, so now I am doing what? And this is sigma, that is very small. Now this. So what I have to do, I will make it dark as well, and I have to take the scale accordingly. So what I am going to do, what I am going to write it down, I am going to write it down with the marker. It is origin 0, 0. Now let me mark this, and how I am going to mark it, let's have a look. So first one is, for example, I have to draw 1.1 centimeter. How can I take it? 1.1 centimeter. So C is 1.1 centimeter. So let me mark it with pencil, and then I will draw it. 1.1 centimeter. This is C. And then what is the next thing is that radius. So I will take it after that. So this will be this point of C. This is C point, and C is like 11 comma 0. It means 11 MPa. This is sigma. This is negative sigma, normal stress, tau, shear stress, and this will be negative shear stress. In the next step, what I have to do, I have to draw the circle. In this case, I don't know the value of principal stresses. So what I have to do, I just need to draw, circle with the radius. And the radius I have is 2.9 centimeter. So because I need to find it out wherever the circle touches on the x-axis, or you can say normal stress plane, so then I will get the value of sigma x and sigma y, or you can say sigma or sigma dash for the principal planes. So what I am going to do here, it is 2.9. So is it visible to all of you? Okay, 2.9 centimeter. This is 2.9 2.9 this will. So in this step, what I have done, so let me draw with the pointer. So I am taking this circle like this. It is touching from here, because in the last video I have made it with a pencil, so it was coming very light in the video. So this will be the circle. Now these are the points where the circle touches. So I can say this is sigma 1 or sigma 2. I can say for the principal planes it is sigma 1 or sigma 2. So I need these values, these two values, and how can I find it out? So let me tell you how can we do that. So for example, I am saying this point. Let me tell you is that with which pointer? It is D. This is point D, and this is point E. Okay, is there any problem? No, there is no angle given over here. I am not considering it for the part A. I just need to find out sigma 1, sigma 2. And how can I get it? So let me tell you the way how can you find it out. So let's have a look for the formula of finding it out. So sigma 1 is equals to O to D, because the length of sigma 1 will be this, and sigma 2 will be this. So what can I do that? Sigma 1 is equals to OD equals to OC plus CD. This is OC plus CD. So OC center is 11, and then C to D distance is R. Is that R? Radius, because I have made it with a circle through this length. I have made a circle. So this will be R. So 11 plus 29 MPa will be equals to your sigma 1. So it is coming out to be 40 MPa. So it should be 4 centimeter on the scale. So I will check it out. And the sigma 2, I have to find it out sigma 2. For sigma 2, what I have to do? Sigma 2 is total of O till E. So OE is what? OE is what? CE. So what I have to do? OE. So for OE, what I have to do? CE minus OC. CE minus OC. So I can do OC minus CE. Why is it so? Because I need the negative value because it is on the left hand side. So OC is 11 and CE is again the radius. This is radius. So let me show you. This distance is radius and I am going to use this marker and showing this is also radius. So C to E is what? 11 minus R. So 11 minus 29. So answer is coming out to be minus 18 ampere. So it should be 1.8 centimeter on the scale. So this will be your sigma 1 and sigma 2. Did you get my point? How I am doing it? Okay. So 40. So let me show you. This distance is 2.9 centimeter. You can see from here. And now what I am going to show, this distance from till here, it is about 4 centimeter. And the another one you can see it is 1.8 centimeter. It is clearly visible to you and you can check it out from the point C on the right hand side, on the left hand side. Now one thing what I have to do, I have to plot those points which I have given to us, sigma x, to find out the angle of inclination for the principal planes. So sigma x comma tau xy, sigma y comma tau yx. So it will be what? It is given in the question. From the diagram I have taken it, 32 minus 20 and this is minus 10 comma 20. So I have to plot these 2 points. And how can I plot it? So let me mark it accordingly. So sigma x and tau xy, sigma x is positive and this is negative. So I have to use this scale and I have to take 3.2 centimeter. From origin, I have to measure where it will come 3.2 centimeter. So there will be 3.2 centimeter. And the next point is minus 2 centimeter. Minus 2 centimeter should somewhere here on the negative top. So what I have to do, I have to plot the perpendicular. I will drop the perpendicular from here. And where these 2 points coincide, these two lines coincides, I will take my coordinates. So this will be, let me take this will be the coordinates. So it is sigma x comma tau xy and its values are 32 comma minus 20. Now the next thing is, the next coordinate is what? I am drawing with a pencil. I am taking with a pencil or pointer. Sigma y. Sigma y is minus 10. So 1 centimeter. So let me take it as 1 centimeter. It is 1 centimeter. And the next is 2 centimeter and on the positive side. So this is plus 2 and this one is 1 minus 1 centimeter. So what I am going to do, I will extend the line No, this one. This is 1 centimeter. Sorry, this for. And this one, I will drop the perpendicular from here. And I will get this point. And what is this point? This is, I am taking with a green marker and I am making it circle. This is sigma y, tau yx. And the value will become sigma y minus 10, comma 20. Now, what I have to do, in the next step, what I am going to do, I will make a line between which is passing from this point, C point, and this point. These are the two coordinates and this is the C point. So this will be like this. So what does it mean by that? I am going to use red pointer. No, I am going to use another pointer color, and that is the brown one. So I am coinciding this point. This is the way to draw it. And the major issue is that what I have to find out the angle. And how can I find it out the angle to get the value? So may I measure it or what I have to do? So let's have a look here. I am taking which pointer color? This one. I have dropped this point, this perpendicular here. Now, if I have to measure its length, so how can I measure its length? So let me tell you, its length should be minus 20. And this length should be 20 positive. And this is the horizontal distance of the base of this triangle. So how can I get this length? This is the base. So I want to tell you here is that the length from origin, this is your origin. Let me draw it with a brown marker. And this is your origin. So what is the length from origin till here? So origin till here is 32. So let me write it down here that origin this should be what? This is 32 MPa. 32 MPa. This is 32 MPa. I am talking about this. And if I subtract OC, so then I will get the base of this triangle. If I will subtract OC, then I will get the base of this triangle. So let me shade this triangle. This is triangle. Okay. So I need its length. If I will get this length, so I will get to know the base of this triangle. So OC is 11 and this is total 32. So what I have to do, 32 minus 11. So it is coming out to be 21. So now you know the base and perpendicular. If you know base and perpendicular, so you will get the angle. And how can you get the angle? By the tan theta. So you need to know this angle. Let me mark it. This angle, and this is equals to 2 theta. So how can I find it out, this 2 theta? So let me write it down. Tan 2 theta equals to perpendicular upon base. So I need to find out tan 2 theta equals to perpendicular is minus 20, base is 21. So obviously it is on the negative side, so then there is no need to write it down 20. Then 2 theta equals to tan inverse. 20 upon 21. So 2 theta will become out what? It is coming out to be 43.6 degree. Is it visible? Yes, 43.6 degree. And for the differential element plane, what you have to do, you need to find out theta. So you have to divide this 43.6 degree divided by 2. So your theta will come out to be 21.8 degree. Now, this is the part A in which you got the value. Now this 2 theta is equals to 43.6 degree. So if you want to check it out with D, so you can check it out yourself whether it is correct or not. So you can put your D here, and now your axis, and here till here you can measure it. Now you can see this is from 0 and it is coming out to be 43 point. Let me mark. This is 1, 2, 3, 43.6. Here this is 43.6, and you can prove this that it is coming out. And one more thing I want to tell you, you can verify your answer by measuring it whether it is coming out to be 20. It is 21, so it must be 22.1 centimeter. It is coming out exactly, and this should be 2 centimeter, and yes, it is 2 centimeter. So you got your theta, you got sigma 1 and sigma 2. And keep it in mind that when you are solving for the principal planes, so your shear stresses must be 0 here. So now I am going to make differential element for the part A. Now you can see it is clear that, so what can I write it down? Sigma 1 40, 0 and sigma 2 will be minus 18, 0, and the angle is for 21.8 degree. So I am going to make differential element for the part A. So what I am going to do here, I am going to make differential element for part A. This is my line, and I am going to put this anywhere on the line. You can take it, and the angle is 21.8 degree. 21.8 degree, somewhere here. Now I will draw this line here like this, and you have to draw parallel line with that line. This one, you have to make the box like this. And now you know you got the value sigma 1 and sigma 2, 40 ampere, and sigma 2 was 18 ampere, and theta was 21.8 degree. So your sigma 1 is positive, so sigma 1 equals to 40 ampere. Sigma 1 again 40 ampere. Then what? Sigma 2. Sigma 2, it should be inside towards the sigma 2 equals to minus 18 ampere because it is compressive negative 1. Sigma 2 equals to minus 18 ampere. And the angle here is, that is theta equals to 21.8 degree. This is your differential element. And if I want to draw this line with a marker, because it will not visible properly to you, now you can see this is the way to make differential element for the part A. This is about part A. Now I am moving towards the part B. Hopefully it is clear to all of you. At first step, what you have to do in this, you have to first draw axis, normal stress and shear stress. Then what you have to do, you have to take origin and then mark point C. When you will mark your point C, then put your compass over there and make a circle by having a radius of 29 ampere. When you will draw your radius, so you will mark 2 points over here on the stress plane, normal stress plane. So these 2 points will be your principal stresses. And the next thing which is left, the angle, which you have to find it out. So how can you do that? So you have to plot those points which are given in the question in the diagram. So you will plot it and combine it by passing it through the point C. And you have to drop the perpendicular, and then you have to take base length and perpendicular length. When you will get this, so you can easily find out tan 2 theta. So the value of 2 theta, when you will get 2 theta, so you will get your theta. So after making this, you will get your differential element, make it. So this is all about the part A. Now I am moving towards the part B. It is very interesting question and you must like it if you will do it with properly. So now part B, in which you have to find out maximum in plane shearing stress. Shearing stress. So obviously where normal stress is 0, your shearing stress is maximum. So let's have a start. I am going to draw axis first, because I am again going to draw here and axis again. You can do all your working in a single diagram as well, but I just want to make it clear, so I am trying to do it. So in the next step, what I am going to do, it is my origin. This is stress, normal stress, negative stress, shear stress or negative shear stress. What I am going to do in the next point, what we are trying to do it, in the next point, what I have to do, I have to mark my point C. So let's have a look. Point C was 1.1 centimeter, 11. So it will be 1.1 centimeter. C equals to 11 MPa, you can say, or you can write it down 11,0 as I do it earlier. In the next step, what I am going to do, you know that radius is 2.9 MPa, 29 MPa, so it is 22.9 centimeter. So I am going to draw it with the compass. Wait, let me see. It is 2.9. It is 2.9. This will be like this. Now this is the circle. So this one, what we are going to do, I am going to do R. Okay, this is R, you know that. So what I have to do next step, I will have to plot those coordinates which was given in the question and keep it in mind where your maximum shear stress will be. So your circle is passing on this plane, so but your maximum stress will be here. So what I have to do next, so let me write it down. Sigma x comma tau xy, sigma y comma tau yx. So it is 32 comma minus 20. It is minus 10 comma 20. I am going to do what in the next step? So let me tell you, I have to plot these 2 points. First of all, I have already told you that this is 32 and this is minus 20. So sigma x is positive, my 3.2. So let me plot it here. 3.2 will be here, and this is minus 2 centimeter, so it will be somewhere here. Now I have to extend the line here, and then I will extend this line, so I will get this point. So this point is sigma x comma tau xy is equals to 32 minus 20 ampere, and the next point is minus 10. Minus 10 means this will be 1 centimeter, this is 1 centimeter, and the other one is 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter. So let me plot it. Let me plot this, and this is sigma y comma tau yx minus 10 comma 20. And now what I am going to do, this you have to join these these 3 points by passing it through the C point, and this is C, you know that. So in the next step, what I have to do, I need to find it out maximum shear stress, and you know that where you will get the maximum shear stress, so this will be your maximum normal stresses. So maximum height of the circle is where? At point C. So there will be the maximum. So what I have to do for this, so let me draw the line here. So I have to draw line like this, and this will be your maximum shear point. You will get where is the top of the circle, so you will get maximum shear stress. So top would be maximum here, not on this plane. So what you have to do, I can write it down with the purple, and what it will be. So this will be, for example, what I have to take this as sigma dash sigma. Okay, I am taking it as sigma comma tau, and this is as sigma dash comma tau dash. So sigma will be C, it should be 11, and this is maximum, and this one is maximum is what? This is R. So I can write the value of R radius, and this is 11, this is on the positive side, 11 minus 29. So this is the maximum shearing stress. Now what I have to do, I need to have what? This is, obviously you are taking it on the x plane, so it is x-axis, because sigma x comma tau xy, and this is sigma y, so it is y-axis. So what you have to do, you need this angle towards maximum shear stress, and how much this angle will be. So let me tell you, we got this 2 theta here. This was 2 theta. 2 theta is equals to 43.6 degree. We have calculated in the part 1. So this should be 90 degree. So when I will add 90 degree plus 43.6 degree, so it will be what? It will be how much? How much it will be? Let us calculate it. How much it will be? It will be like for example 9 plus 4 13. When I will add it, so 90 43.6, this is 6 3, and 9 plus 4 13, 133.6. So it is coming out to be 133.6, that is equals to 2 theta for the maximum shear stress. So what does it mean by that? If I will read this line angle, so I will put my D from here on this, and then read I will read angle up till here, and you can see it is more than 130 from 0 to till this. So it is coming out to be 133.6 degree. So it is proved that I have calculated the right angle. So now there is no need to add subtract over here. You will get your sigma tau, sigma dash tau dash, and you got the angle as well. Now I am moving towards to make differential element. And how can I draw the differential element for it? So let me tell you. So if you are getting 2 theta is equals to 133.6 degrees. So theta is equals to how much? Theta is coming out to be 66.8 degree, because by dividing 133.6 degree divided by 2. So you will get your theta for the differential element. And the value of sigma comma tau and sigma dash comma tau dash, it's variable, it's your choice how you can do it. 11 comma minus 29. Now I am going to do what? So you have to draw the line and you will draw this line and mark point anywhere. There is no need to measure it. And your angle is 60. You will put your D here and you will take 66.8 somewhere here. So let me extend this line, this point till here. So I am making with the red marker. So if I will take it like this, so I have to draw the parallel lines, two parallel lines on the opposite sides and join it. When I will join it, so what I have to do? Acha, okay, now what I have to do in the next step, okay, and this is sigma. Let me take it another pointer. Okay, this one. Sigma, it is 11 MPa. It is positive, so it should also be positive. Sigma equals to 11 MPa. Now what I have to do? Tau. So it should be downward. It should be downward because it is positive. So tau is equals to 29 MPa. So let me take another pointer. If there is head, so this is head. If there is tail, so this is tail. So this is tail to tail. Now this is again positive. So it will be outward. Sigma y is equals to 11 MPa. And sigma y again here. Sigma y equals to 11 MPa. This is done. Now this is tau, and here is tau equals to 29 MPa. Whether it is visible to all of you or not. Yes, say tau. This should be tau dash. So it is minus 29 MPa. And this will be tau dash 29 MPa. And it is minus. It is understood. Now let me tell you the angle. This angle is 66.8 degree. So this is the way to make the differential element. Whenever you need to find out maximum plane shearing stress, so you have to see where you are getting your maximum height of your Mohr circle. So if I will tell you here, this is very interesting part B, where what you have done, we have done all the same things what we have done previously, but we do not need to find out sigma 1 sigma 2 here. We need to find out this is maximum shear stress. So there is, we are getting maximum shear stress, but this sigma should be 11 ampere equals to OC. So we are getting sigma comma tau, sigma dash comma tau dash. And how can you make the differential element? You know it. You will get my point. This is all about part B. And now I am moving towards the part C. So it is quite lengthy question, but it is the combination of three numericals. You can find it. So now I am moving towards the next, and now I'll draw again Mohr circle. Although it was not needed, I can do it on all the working in the same numerical, but due to less visibility, so I have chosen to do so. So I am again going to draw what? I am going to draw planes, shear stress and normal stress planes. So in the part C, it is asking that what? In the part C, it is asking that planes whose normals are at plus 36.8 degree and plus 126.8 degree with the x-axis. Okay, done. Okay, now in this part C, what we have to do, obviously here it is written that whose normals are at plus 36.8 degree and plus 126.8 degree with the x-axis. So in this case, theta is given to us, so we have to take it 2 theta on the Mohr circle. But before that, then I have to construct the Mohr circle according to all the values. So this is our origin 0, 0, and the value of C is 1.11 ampere. So it will be 1.1, and it is 2.9 ampere. So this is C, this is point C, where what do we have to put? 11, 0, and this is radius. So what I have to do, I have to draw the circle. For this purpose, what I have to do, may I take this pencil? So let's try this one. So 2.9 centimeter. So I will put compass on the C, at point C, and then I have to draw the circle. So this is like that. Now it's wow, it's nice. So in the next step, what I am going to do, this is my point C, and I am drawing this circle with green marker, so it will be visible to all of you. So this one, and in the next step, what I am going to do with the marker, brown marker, so I am drawing the axis with the marker, so it will be visible to all of you. And now you can see this is normal stress, this is negative 1, this is tau positive, and this is negative tau. And what I have to do in the next step. So this is point C, and you know the radius R here. what I have to do next? Obviously, I have to plot the points which was given in the question. Sigma x comma tau xy, sigma y comma tau yx. So what were the values? That is sigma x 32 comma 20. This is minus 10 comma minus 20. No, it is tau yx positive and this one is negative. So let's have to plot the points. So sigma x, as we do it earlier, sigma is 32. So it will be 3.2. 3.2. And this is minus 2. So let me drop the perpendicular. This will be, this is the point. So I have already told you that this is sigma x comma sigma tau y, tau xy. Tau xy is equals to 32 comma minus 20. So the next is what? Minus 10 plus 20. So minus 10 is the one, and the plus 20 will be like this. Okay. Next, with the pencil I am going to do that. Now this is the point. I will get it and I can do it. Sigma y comma tau yx equals to minus 10 comma 20. So now what I am going to do is that I have to join these 3 points with the straight line. Now this one done, and you know that this is 2 theta and 2 theta is equals to 43.6 degree. 43.6 degree. 43.6 degree. Okay, done. Now the angle is given to us, that is 36.8 degree in the question, that is theta. So what does it mean by that? So theta is given to us, that is 36.8 degree. So I have to take 2 theta, so it will be 2 into 36.8 degree. And I have already told you is that, let me take this. This is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. So from here to you can take the angle, and what you are going to do to multiply by 36.8 degree. So when you will multiply 2 into 36.8 degree, so how much it will become? So let me do that. 2 6 36.8 multiply by 2. 2 8 is 16. 2 6 is 12 and 13. 2 3 is 6 and 7. So 73.6 degree. So am I right? 73.6 degree. So let me do it one again. 2 8 is 16. 2 6 is 12 and 13. 2 3 is 6 and 7. 73.6 degree. So what I have to do, I have to mark this with the D. So I will put my D from here at this point. Okay. At this, what you have to do, from 0, you have to measure 0 to 73, 1, 2, 3 and someone here. 73.6 degree. So when you will get your 73.6 degree, so you will have to join it with point C. So it will cross this point C and you will get So let me take another pointer color, red one or light blue. So actually this is your point, and here you will get your sigma and tau. These are the 2 points you have to find it out. So the angle is from here till here, it is 73.6 degree. So I can write it down, 2 theta is equals to 73.6 degree. And now what I have to do, I have to find out these two coordinates, and when I will get these two coordinates, so what does it mean by that? That I will be able to get my those coordinates on which the angle of inclination is 73.6 degree, and then I will get the stress components, stress component, shear stress or normal stresses. Then in the next step, what I am going to do, that this will be like this. I will drop the perpendicular from here, and when you will drop the perpendicular here, so what does it mean that you are getting this triangle. So let me shade this. This is your triangle. These are the triangles, and when you will get this height and this distance, so you will get your sigma tau. So sigma 1 and sigma 2 we got it. So what I put it here, for example, sigma dash double dash, it will not be so. So I am taking it as sigma 2, no, sigma 3, tau 3 and sigma 4, comma tau 4. I need to find it out. And how can I find it out? So let me tell you one thing over here is that your angle here, when you will subtract 73.6 degree minus 43.6 degree, so you will get this angle. So what you have to do, 73.6 degree minus 43.6 degree, and you are getting how much? 30 degree. So here your angle is, this angle is the angle between the normal stress plane till this radius, this inclined line is what? 30 degree. This is 30 degree. So you know this radius and this angle, so you will get this height and you will get this base as well. So how can you get this base? Because this is OC and this will be what? So let's have a start to find it out. And obviously if this is 30 degree, so here will be 30 degree. So let me write it down. This is 30 degree. These two are 30 degree. So what I am going to do here, so let me tell you is that how I am going to find it out. In what way I will get the value? So let me tell you is that I need this whole length. So as I have done in the previous question, so I need this base length and then I have to add OC. So what I am going to tell this on the diagram is, for example, this is H and this one is, this point is what? This is, I am telling you that it is I. So I need the coordinates of H and I, and what I am going to do next in the next step is that it is what? So I need this base length. So this base length will be equals to cos 30 degree equals to base upon hypotenuse, and hypotenuse R equals to 29 ampere. R is equals to 29 ampere, you know that. So it will be base equals to 29 cos of 30 degree. So for sigma 3, for the stress component, and you can see the coordinates of point H, coordinates of H, you can say. So here is sigma 3 is equals to OC plus 29 cos of 30 degree. So you will get your answer 11 plus 29 cos of 30 degree. So answer will be what? 36.1 ampere. 36.1 ampere. And then what you have to find it out? You have to find out tau 3. So it will be 29 sine 30 degree. So the answer comes out to be 14.5 MPa. This is of the coordinates H. Now I am moving towards the coordinates of I. I need to know and find out this distance. So this is the triangle and this height. So what will be its triangle? Coordinates of I will be how to be calculated. Sigma 4 is equals to, this base is again what? Base is what? Obviously I have to subtract 11 from it, that is 29 again cos of 30 degree. So 11 minus 13, 29 cos 30 degree is coming out to be minus 14.1 ampere. And tau 4 is this height, so it will be 29 sine 30 degree, and it is on the negative side. Obviously it is negative side, so it is minus. So answer is coming out to be minus 14.5 MPa. And you already know the value of theta. It was given in the question, on which you will get the value of sigma 3 and tau 3. So you got all these things. Okay, now what we have done, we got all the coordinates of H and I. For what we have to do, sigma 3 and tau 3. Sigma 4 and tau 4, we need to find it out. So we all have calculated here, and now we know the angle in that. So what we have to do now, we have to make the differential element. Before that, I am going to sum up or write it down all the values here, what I got it. For example, sigma 3 comma tau 3, sigma 4 comma tau 4. So it is coming out to be how much? So let me see what are the values I got it. So the values I got it, that is 36.1 comma 14.5, and then minus 14.1 comma minus 14.5. And you can cross check your values as well, that your length should be coming out with the scale. If I will tell you here that you have to measure it with the scale. For example, its height should be, tau 3 is coming out to be 14.5, so it must be 1 point, yes, exactly. And you can measure this length should be coming out to be 3.61, yes, it is coming out. And then you can also cross check its measurement. Yes, it is coming out 1.41, and you can measure this one with the scale, and you will verify whether your answer is coming correct or wrong. Now I put it down. Now I have to take the value of theta. Write it down. Theta is equals to 36.8 degree, and another theta is 126.8 degree. So what I am going to do, I am going to make the differential element over here. I got all the values. So let me draw the line. You have to do just a simple sketch and take D here and mark the point. So for example, this is my D. I am putting it here, and this is 36.8 degree. 36.8 degree is here. And let me join this. What I have to do next, I am going to sketch the line parallel to it, this one, and I will make it join. So when it is done, so you should write down 36.8 degree. So now sigma 3 is 36.1. Sigma 3, 36.1 MPa. It is positive one, so it is coming outward. This is sigma 3 equals to 36.1 MPa. And sigma 4 is minus 14. So I will put it downward. Sigma 4 is equals to minus 14.1 MPa. Sigma 4 minus 14.1 MPa. Then next thing is what? 14.5 positive. So it should be downward. Tau 3 is equals to 14.5 MPa. Is that correct? Yes. Then there is a head to head. This is head tail to tail, and this one is head to head. So tau 3, so here will be tau 3, 14.5 MPa. This is tau 4, so it is what? It is minus 14.5 MPa. Tau 4 equals to minus 14.5 MPa, and the angle will become here, it is 90 degree, and when I will add this, so I will get this value 90 plus 36.8 degree, so it will be equals to 126.8 degree. So we got the stress components on both the angles. So this is the way to find out all three parts of this numerical of the Mohr circle, and hopefully you will understand this topic. In the first step, what we have to find out the principal stress. In the second step, we have to find out the maximum shear stress, and in the third step, the angle was given to us, and we have to find out the shear stress and normal stress both at a time. So hopefully you will like this and understand this numerical here. And this is the picture where we have calculated sigma 4 or sigma, and you can say sigma 3, sigma tau 3, sigma 4, tau 4. So you will get the point. How can you make the differential element, and without making differential element your numerical is incomplete, is totally incomplete. So if you find my video helpful, productive and informative, so don't forget to subscribe my channel, like, share and with your friends and family. And one more thing I want to tell you is that follow me at www.nahishazad.blogspot.com and keep watching my videos and give me your suggestions. And if you find any difficulty in doing this numerical, just write it down in the comment box. So hopefully you will understand the topic, and it is clear to all of you. Thank you so much.